Hello, have you ever wanted something badly, worked hard for it, and then right when you were about to cross the finish line, you did something to ruin it? Maybe you procrastinated on a crucial deadline or picked a fight with a partner when things were going perfectly. It is a painful paradox. We consciously desire success and happiness, yet our unconscious behavior often steers us in the opposite direction. Today, we are going to explore the psychology of people who self-sabotage. We will look at why the brain sometimes views success as a threat and what is actually happening beneath the surface when we stand in our own way. To understand self-sabotage, we first have to look at the conflict between conscious goals and subconscious needs. On paper, it makes no sense. Why would anyone want to fail? Psychology suggests that self-sabotage is not a desire to fail. It is a misguided attempt to protect oneself. Your brain is wired to prioritize survival, and to the primitive part of your brain, safety is synonymous with what is familiar. This is the concept of homeostasis. Just as your body regulates its temperature, your psyche tries to regulate your life to stay within the boundaries of what you know. If you are accustomed to struggling, or if you have an internal belief that says you are unworthy, success feels unfamiliar. It feels dangerous. So when things start going too well, your subconscious mind pulls the emergency brake to bring you back to your baseline. Even if that familiar place is uncomfortable, it is predictable, and the brain loves predictability. If this idea of battling against your own comfort zone resonates with you, consider leaving a like on this video. It helps these ideas reach more people trying to understand their own internal conflicts. One of the most common drivers of this behavior is cognitive dissonance. This occurs when there is a mismatch between your actions and your self-image. Let's say you have a deep-seated belief that you are not a capable person. If you suddenly land a fantastic opportunity, that reality clashes with your internal identity. Your brain tries to resolve this tension. Since it is difficult to change a deeply held belief, it is often easier for the brain to unconsciously alter reality to match the belief. You might miss deadlines or make careless mistakes until you lose that opportunity. Once it is gone, the tension resolves. You're back to proving your internal belief correct. Another massive component is the fear of success. We talk a lot about the fear of failure, but for many self-saboteurs, success is actually more terrifying. Failure is easy to understand. It requires no change. You stay exactly where you are, but success brings visibility, expectation, and responsibility. Success eliminates your excuses. I want to pause here and ask you a question. I would love for you to answer this honestly in the comments below. Think about a recent goal you struggled with. Was it the fear that you wouldn't make it that stopped you, or was it a secret fear of how your life would change if you actually did make it? Which fear weighs heavier on you? Let me know your thoughts down below. Moving deeper into the psychology, we must discuss the role of control. Self-sabotage can be a way of maintaining a sense of control over your destiny. If you try your hardest and fail, it proves you weren't good enough. But if you don't study for the test and fail, you controlled that outcome. You can tell yourself, I didn't fail because I lack ability. I failed because I didn't try. It provides a convenient emotional exit strategy. This is often where perfectionism comes into play. The perfectionist says, if I can't do it perfectly, I won't do it at all. This all or nothing thinking is a classic sabotage technique that protects the person from ever facing potential judgment. It is also important to consider the upper limit problem. The theory is that we each have an internal thermostat for how much happiness or success we allow ourselves to feel. When we exceed that limit, we unconsciously generate negative behaviors to bring us back down to a level we feel we deserve. We are literally allergic to feeling too good because it feels unsafe or unearned. If you are finding this analysis helpful and want to support the channel, please consider sharing this video. It really helps the community grow and allows us to keep diving into these complex topics. We also cannot ignore the biological aspect. The amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for the fight or flight response, is constantly scanning for danger. When we step into the unknown, even if it is a positive unknown like a new career path, the amygdala lights up. It perceives the unknown as a threat and triggers resistance. The logical part of your brain knows this change is good, but the amygdala is louder. Self-sabotage is often just acting on that anxiety to make the feeling go away. By retreating to old habits, the anxiety subsides and the brain rewards you with relief. It is a short-term fix with long-term consequences. Furthermore, self-sabotage is frequently learned. If you grew up in an environment where happiness was always followed by disaster, you might be conditioned to wait for the other shoe to drop. You might destroy a stable situation simply because the stability feels suspicious. You manufacture chaos because chaos is what you know how to navigate. Peace can feel incredibly unsettling to a nervous system adapted to stress. So, how does one begin to dismantle a mechanism that is so deeply wired? The first step is awareness. You cannot change what you do not acknowledge. It involves observing your patterns without judgment. Instead of beating yourself up, ask, what am I avoiding feeling right now? It requires moving from self-criticism to curiosity. It involves slowly expanding your window of tolerance, pushing the boundaries of your comfort zone in small ways to prove to your subconscious that it is safe to succeed. It is a process of rewiring the brain to accept that the unknown isn't always a predator. Sometimes the unknown is simply a future that is better than the past. I hope this video has given you a different perspective on why we do the things we do. If you have a better understanding of the psychology behind these behaviors. Now, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really supports the work we are doing here. Remember, recognizing the pattern is the first step to breaking it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.